This is Nathaniel back here with coding-bootcamps.com, and in this video we're going to talk about deduplicating documents with an aggregations pipeline. So I have here a new aggregation that I've written and we're going to talk about in just a second. But before we do that, I just want to note that I've created a new employee record here, Tom Wilbert. It's an exact copy of employee 4. And this is simulating perhaps someone making a mistake and adding a duplicate document that we want to delete. I'm adding him in down here with this insert employee 5. So at this point, before we run this aggregation, we have two Tom Wilberts. So this aggregation pipeline consists of two stages. The first stage, we're going to group by email. So if you have the same email, we're going to get two of you in this grouping, in this new, essentially this new temporary collection that we're creating. And then we're going to match on those that have a count greater than 1. So for those specific groupings, which in this case we're expecting one grouping where we have employees with the same email, so we have a grouping with more than one record. And for that one grouping that we find, we're going to iterate and we're going to shift one of them and remove the other. I encourage you to look at the syntax of this and reference the docs. I don't want to get bogged down in the weeds of this syntax here. So reference the documentation if you're curious, but the important thing to know is that by the time we get through this aggregation pipeline, we have one result. And that result is the group of emails where we have the same email being used more than once. So we have one grouping with two records, and we iterate over that grouping and we remove one of them. At the very end here, we print the result to show that we have 4 employees because the duplicate Tom Wilbert has been removed. So let's give this a run real quick. I've saved it, and just to remind you, we have our Mongo command, the host and port, as well as the default server, test, and aggregation.js, the name of our JavaScript file. So I'll hit enter, and we'll see here that we have John Smith, we have Jane Bradley, we have Fred Jones, but we only have one Tom Wilbert, even though we inserted him twice. So we see that our aggregation to deduplicate a result with the same email has worked. And with that said, I'll see you in the next aggregation video.